Vinyl community, what's going on? It's Tone Scott. And it's Saturday evening, March 31st, 0331. Very special day for me. And the amazing Amorous Maury Mars bar. Anniversary today. Not of marriage, of course, but of just being together. So, pretty cool. So I did this video yesterday and I had problems with the video uploading or getting it onto my computer. Something happened to my Mac, that's being taken care of, and so I'm using a Windows-based PC to put the MTS files onto it, and it's breaking it all up, and it's horrible. So I'm going to do a condensed version of this. And as you can tell by the title, this is VCLT from Mr. Memphis Vinyl Jim and the other amazing person, the Mrs. So Jim and Miss April sent me an absolutely wonderful package. I cannot even begin to describe how elated I was and how great it made me feel after an absolute horrible day yesterday. It's work related, man, and yeah, music business is sometimes it's just too much. But on the way home, I get a text. It's Jim asking me if something has arrived at the house, and I said I'll be home soon and check it out. So I did, and when I got home, lo and behold, there was a pretty amazing package waiting for me. And needless to say, of course, it's empty. I've already opened it. So, yeah. But the contents were just what I needed. Not because of any material reasons, but it's just really nice when you know someone's thinking about you. It's really good. It's cool. So first thing, I opened up this box, and the first thing I saw was this beautiful card from Jim and April with just some wonderful words. And I'm a very sentimental person, and I have almost every greeting card from the time I was a young kid, 4 years old, 3 years old. I mean, literally in a box, a special box. I never get rid of greeting cards unless they're from a past relationship, because then I don't feel it's fair for the person that you're with at the time to, for you to keep romantic cards from somebody else. But other than that, family, friends, and things throughout the years, I have a box just full of cards. And yeah, so this meant a lot to me. So thank you guys very much. It's going to be here in my living room for the time being so I can look at it. I'm going to have to try to make this one quick, so I'm going to go through these as quickly as I can, but share as much information as possible. So the next thing I saw were two 7-inch 45 RPM records, and these are two very collectible gospel groups, and we don't really get the type of collectible gospel stuff that you guys in the Southeast and on the East Coast and maybe even the Midwest get in that whole Bible Belt area. The stuff that's found in your area, in those particular areas, is very eclectic and very obscure and extremely collectible. We don't really get that stuff out in the stores here in California, in Southern California. And so when I get something like this, it really excites me. I love that old vintage gospel stuff from 65 to the early 80s. Just some great groups. And the groups always ended with heirs. So it was not heirs, H-E-I-R-S, like you're an heir to a fortune or an heir to a kingdom, but an heirs, A-I-R-E-S, like it's some sort of flair at the end of a name, like the Modern Heirs, or the Violin Heirs, or the Tone Scott Heirs, or the Memphis Vinyl Jim and the Mrs. Heirs, or Zeke the Vinyl Geek Heirs, Back to the Vinyl Heirs. I don't never understood what that designation meant, heirs. I'll have to do some more research on that. But anyway, the first one was the Jackson Golden Airs. This is a 1981 pressing on Pearly Gates Records. The first side is Feel Within, and the B side is In Times Like These. And this is again on Pearly Gates Records. This is not on Discogs and not on YouTube, so I won't be able to leave a link. You know, I don't do needle drops, so I've committed to leave links below in each video of the music that I show. Not on Discogs either, so that's a plus for me because now I get to go onto Discogs after this and basically submit this. And that's always a nice thing to do. Same thing with this one. This is on St. Vine Spirituals. That's the record label, St. Vine Spirituals. And this is the Kingdom Airs. And with an A side of Everywhere I Go and a B side of I Got Jesus. So that's what the label looks like. St. Vine Spirituals label. So two great, very rare and collectible gospel groups on 45 RPM 7-inch records, which is really cool. The next thing I picked up was an LP, and I was very excited to get this because I don't have a lot of Elvis. In fact, I used to hate Elvis. I couldn't stand Elvis. I couldn't stand him. And as I got older, I started to open up more and listen to him more, and I began a real appreciation of Elvis Presley. And I think I have one or two other records by him, but I've really come to like Elvis. Later Elvis, 65 on up to maybe about 1 or 2 years before his death. But this thing is amazing. This is Elvis, the Burbank Sessions. And I saw this record at Amoeba Records here in Hollywood, but it was volume 2. This is volume 1. This was recorded June 27th, 1968 here in Burbank, California. That is a suburb of Los Angeles. Here in Los Angeles, and it's known for a lot of television studios. That's where, like Nickelodeon, that's where Nickelodeon's at. It's known for a lot of recording studios, and it's just it's a part of the San Fernando Valley part of Los Angeles. And that's where this was recorded, 1968, June 27th. This is a double disc in a gatefold sleeve or gatefold jacket. The really cool thing about this is it's 2 different shows, not 2 shows on 2 different days, so that the mentality of the artist is something totally different the following show. This is back-to-back shows on the same night. So you got one show on disc 1 is the 6 p.m. show, and disc 2 is the 8 p.m. show. I haven't listened to it yet, but I cannot wait to put this on the turntable. That's going to be really cool. So, you know, I've never seen that before, and so I'm very excited about this. This thing came complete. The condition is unreal. This is part of a score, a pickup that Jim and April did, driving all the way out to Texarkana. There's nothing that Jim already hasn't talked about. And the collection that they bought for April's store is absolutely unreal. I mean, the condition of these things, I believe these were one-owner albums, and the jackets, the inner sleeves, the vinyl is unbelievably perfect. And they're original pressings. So this is a German pressing on Audiophone. I don't know if you can see that right here. Audiophone. And yeah, so I was very excited to get this Elvis, the Burbank Sessions Volume 1. Now I'm going to be after Volume 2. So I'll be definitely on the lookout for that thing. Next one was something I've never seen before. And again, the condition is unreal. This is The Amazing Spider-Man, a rock comic. Look how they spelled that, rock comic. So this is a rock comic, and the story is from beyond, what is it? From Beyond the Grave. So what this is, one genre of music that I like to collect, if you want to call it music, or recordings, is novelty and comedy records. I'm a massive fan of novelty and comedy records, and I'm going to be doing a video on that later on down the line. But one subgenre of that is old-time radio shows. So old-time radio shows was popular early mid-century, 20th century, And when TV wasn't really prevalent in the house and before television, the family would sit around and listen to the radio, and there would be stories like The Lone Ranger or Dragnet or Have Gun Will Travel or The Creaking Door, things like that. I've got an incredibly large collection of old-time radio shows, and this is kind of what that falls into in a sense. It's basically the comic being read, but intermittently throughout the whole story, the story breaks into these rock songs, so it's kind of like a comic rock opera. And I didn't play the record yet, but I searched it on YouTube and I started listening to some of it, and I was blown away. This thing is incredible. So I'm gonna look really forward to listening to the whole thing. Yeah, it's kind of like a comic rock opera. So The Amazing Spider-Man, a rock comic from Beyond the Grave is the story, and this is an original pressing on Buddha Records, 1972. Phenomenal. Very excited to get that thing. Okay, the last two records, story goes, I'm on the phone with Jim one night and we're having a really long conversation, and he's telling me about this collection that he and April just went to Texarkana from Memphis to pick up, and how incredible the guy was and how he's become a part of their life now. They've stayed friends, and how amazing this collection was. And he's naming me off some of the things that were in this collection that they had just purchased. He's telling me, he's bragging about the condition. He's so excited, and I'm like, man, that's incredible to find something like that. And then he names two records that I've been looking for a long time. I have everything by this group, original pressings. The only reissues I have of all of these pressings are remasters. So I have original pressings and remasters. Two different sonic impressions. So of course I'm going to get a remaster so that I have, it's like listening to a whole different album. But out of all the records I have of this band, two of them are not original, and they're modern reissues. I can now get rid of the reissues because I have been blessed with absolute EX Plus to near mint copies of an original pressing of Led Zeppelin 1. Again, it's totally complete. The cover is, there is not a split, there's not a flake, there's no ring wear. Unreal. Original issue first pressing. And the vinyl's immaculate. It looks like the dude never played it. So there's one. The second one by Led Zeppelin that was one of the two that I did not have an original of. Actually, I had an original a long time ago, and it was horrible, but I kept it in the collection because it was a first pressing. But I ended up getting rid of it when I got the reissues because I wasn't listening to it. Now I had a reissue I could listen to. But I want an original pressing. And here in California, as I'm assuming everywhere, once a Led Zeppelin record hits the bins in the store, it's not there the next day. It is gone the same day. It just is. And if you find them in a bin, they're normally kind of trashed. Led Zeppelin records last, they don't even last as long as Beatle records. Beatle records original Beatle pressings will remain in a bin longer than a Led Zeppelin record will. I don't get it. And if you go into a store and you find an original pressing in EX or near mint condition, it's normally on the wall with a price tag on it of 60, 70, 80 bucks. Easy. So now I can replace my Untitled with a totally complete, absolutely immaculate condition. It's literally near mint. Original issue, first pressing. I checked the matrix numbers on them. Unreal. What a gift. What a gift. So, Led Zeppelin 4, Led Zeppelin 1, or Untitled, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable to get all of those records, and Jim and April, I can't thank you enough. You guys are just too generous. You're a wonderful part of the community, and you are just dear friends. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Last thing that Jim sent is a VC collector's item. So there was a channel, and I'm not sure if this channel is back up. I haven't looked yet, but he was a solid part of the VC when the VC was in its younger days. And his name is Mark, and his channel was, sorry, hold on. I'm back. His channel is Glass Orchid Aftermath, and his name is Mark. So Glass Orchid Aftermath put out this fanzine. This has nothing to do with Andy's Tales of the Dead Wax. That's a VC comic. It is unique to itself, one of a kind, incredible thing that Andy's done. This is a fanzine with articles about obscure records, articles about how to, start a collection of certain genres, and it was just a little tiny 5" by 4" fanzine. Just really cool. And this is a first printing. This one came out October 2012, and this is number 4 of Tales from the Glass Orchid. Really, really cool. In fact, Jim did an article in this one that I really liked called A Blues Rock Starter Kit. So basically he did a little article about if you're going to be a beginning blues collector, what records would be good to start with. And it's just stuff like that. Interviews with obscure artists, talking about obscure records. And what a cool thing. Obviously this is not being produced anymore. It's been a while. It's been about 6 years. But what a cool collector's item. So I got one of these too, and I thought that was really cool. So thank you guys for watching. Jim and April, again, thank you for your generosity and your friendship and your kindness. I can't even tell you how much that package warmed my heart, and it really made my day. It made a bad day turn into just a phenomenal night. So thank you guys. God bless you. I'll be back soon with a normal video, and so thanks for watching. All right, peace.